Hey y'all, I really don't have anything to do on this lovely Friday, so I'm just getting back on.
Recordings just got better.
Make sure you guys, if you haven't already, check announcements if you're a member on Discord. And to rejoin the rookie circle, I'm going to, matter of fact, shit. I wish one of my interns was in here so they could upload the open discussion.
So what we talking about?
It was just a bunch of stuff in the comments. Like girls were asking us for different advice. So this is almost like an Ask Miko live because this is a real OG, you guys. So anything y'all want to know from dating an athlete, the whole football life, basketball life, we can get into it all.
What y'all want to know, Sean?
Yes, let us know right now because this is one of the OG
I just
wags.
saw a post of a wife saying that she was gonna hook up some girls with like a football player. Thought that
Now,
was
have you
interesting.
ever did that before? Like putting girls on? How do you even feel about like matchmaking, like with athletes?
I think that you have to know what everybody's on. Like, if you have a friend that's like really looking for a husband, like she really want to like get married and something like that, like don't hook her up with a dog ass player. Like, don't do that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But if she just like wants some fun, want a nigga to trick on her, have a good time, whatever, that's different.
Yeah.
You just have to know what both people are on, and you also have to know their things that they like. Like some guys really be wanting a good girl.
Right.
Like don't hook them up with somebody that's gonna fuck them and use them to fuck another teammate, and, to climb the fuck ladder of players
Right.
and all that stuff. So
Right.
like you just got to be
So,
respectful about what each person wants.
so Miko. So, how many guys do you feel like in the league genuinely wants like a good girl, like a good woman, like when they're in that
To me,
life?
it's about a lot of this age.
Mm-hmm.
Younger guys, most of them aren't really looking for that.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But some
Or
guys,
having like in-house, like having an in-house girl.
yeah, they'll use you for that, but they're not gonna. I mean, that's why I think a lot of women get pregnant to try to keep a
Yeah.
guy that don't want them for real. But
Right.
sometimes they want like in-house pussy, but they don't want to do in-house shit like commitment, like being faithful, being respectful, stuff like that. So when the guys are young, their focus isn't on finding a wife most times. It's just having fun. You could become a wife. It's not like you can't, but if you meet a good guy, like a guy that's a nice person and all that kind of stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys just vibe and hit it off, anything can happen.
Right.
You know?
Someone said, I think some of these guys are sex addicts and it definitely affects the way they go about relationships
Oh yeah.
with one person.
And they taking a lot of pills, they eating that honey and all that shit, dick hard all fucking day long.
He
Like
taking what kind of pills?
those gas station pills.
Oh,
You go to the gas station to
oh,
make it
are you talking about the honey pack?
the honey pack and those other pills. And so because a lot of guys have impotent, they're like impotent, like their dick don't get hard, and it has a lot to do with diet and sleep and stuff like that. So they have to take those pills just so they can get an erection. A lot of them, they don't tell y'all
What?
that
With
they're
the
on pills to get that hard.
so is this NFL and NBA or just
All of them. A lot of dicks don't work, okay? And it has a lot to do with their diet. And they take these pills and you think this nigga got all this dick for you, but it's a pill, sis. It's a pill.
girl, let me get my drink because we finna get this popping in here. Hold
It's a
on.
pill. So this is not an opinion. I have lots of friends
I'm
that know they take
fucking
pills.
dead. Somebody, Miko, someone said, do you believe in region rate? What is that? Region rates? What is that?
I don't know. Let me see. You must have pronounced it wrong. Hold on.
They put an asterisk to fix it, unless I can't read. I got
Oh,
these
girl,
big.
my comments wasn't even rolling. Hold on. I'm way
Oh
behind.
man.
Why did my comments stop moving? Oh,
Damn. I hate when it does
someone
that.
said rappers too. Yeah, rappers too. They taking them pills. I can't.
Keep
Do you
scrolling. It's like,
believe in region
yeah, what
rates?
is that?
Region rates.
Please,
I
please
think they're trying to
elaborate.
say like certain men pay more based on where they are. Is that what that means?
Oh, okay. Let's see if that's what they meant. Someone, let me see what someone else said. Wow,
My
I'm humbled.
comment. My comments ain't
Somebody
rolling.
said they're very humbled right now. Hey, to the new people that are joining, we're having an Ask Miko and Wags Unfiltered live.
I'm
This is
sorry, y'all. I'm hungry.
you good. This is the
I'm
OG
recording my
Wags.
podcast. I just
Huh?
had Larry Johnson, a retired running back, on my podcast. We just got done recording, and I didn't get to eat, so I'm sorry, y'all.
Ooh, how's that going?
Oh, it was good, but his shit, he different. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, he's different.
Can you give us
Yeah,
a little snippet of what y'all
so
talked about? Or
so Larry Johnson was a first round draft pick in 2003 for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's most famous for abusing women while he was in NFL. He used to be real tight with Jay-Z. He was like the Rock Boys. He was like one of the first athletes that Jay-Z signed to his clothing brand and all that. So he was always hanging out with Jay-Z. Now he's completely opposite. Like he talks about how Jay-Z and Beyonce are in like the Illuminati, the cult type of shit that they do blood oaths. They sacrifice family members to get
are you being
fame.
for real, Miko?
Dead fucking serious, bitch. He talked about DeMar Hamlin's situation. He talked about LeBron. He talked about how the NFL is rigged and exactly how they rig the games and how it's all set up to make sure whoever they want to win and win. And child, an hour and
Let
30
them know your
minutes.
YouTube because I'm gonna be tuned
The
into
YouTube,
that.
well, it's not. I just recorded it,
Okay.
so we haven't put it out yet. But the link is in my bio if you want to check out my podcast. I'm only this is episode 7, so it's a brand new podcast. I had a podcast before for 5 years.
I
That was
remember.
only sports, but now it's Ask Miko. You can ask me any question you want, but if I have a guest on, you can ask them any question you want as well. And he fucking answered everything, bitch.
Wow.
He kept
He
it
was
a
ready for
buck.
the smoke.
He kept it a buck. He talked about why he hit women, the type of women that he preyed on, the type of women that how he kind of like sold them into the whole situation. And
Wow.
I like that he kept it real. He kept it real.
Okay, so the girl about the region race, she said like a girl can be an 8 in Baltimore, is
Oh
like a
yeah.
6 in New York. Okay. Yeah, I believe that. You could be a bad bitch in your city and go to the biggest city and be mid as shit.
Yeah. They talk about stuff like that. They say things like girls in St. Louis are like 4s, in Atlanta, girls in Atlanta are like 6s in New York, and apparently like LA, New York, Texas, and now North Carolina. Apparently North Carolina girls are making a big come up. Apparently it's some bad bitches in North Carolina that make
For real? Oh yeah, I can
yeah.
agree with that. It looks like there's some baddies there.
Mm-hmm.
But
But yeah,
I'm excited about this interview. Wow.
girl, I didn't know he was going. I mean, I know him.
Mm-hmm.
We're friends. Our kids play tennis, so I didn't even know if he would come on and keep it real. Because I asked about the abuse. I asked about all the shit he did when he was a player, and he kept it real, girl. He didn't give a fuck. He talked about everybody.
Wow. What do you think made him so comfortable with you to just let loose?
I think that he's in a place in his life where he don't have no shame, where he's a totally different person now,
Mm-hmm.
completely different man, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all change,
Right.
we all go through things in life, and you either stay a shitty person or you don't. And
Someone's I'm listening. Did you
my
pause?
comments ain't rolling.
Oh, they're not?
No, I don't know what it is. I just
You want
called
to
them up.
leave and come back up so they can come back?
Yeah, let me leave out and come right back up.
Okay. Okay. She'll be right back. Hey, you guys. Thank you for joining the live. We're having an Ask Miko and Wags Unfiltered. So get your questions rolling. Who we talking about? We're talking about anything in general, sex, dating athletes, anything. Anything you want to know, child support, everything. Miko, they want to know what the guy's name that you're interviewing again.
Larry Johnson. He played for the Chiefs mostly. He also played for Cincinnati. I think Washington Redskins, I believe too. But most of his career, he was like the best running. Him and LaDainian Thompson were the best running backs when he was playing. Like he was that nigga, that nigga, and he fine. Oh, he fine.
Okay, period.
So I knew that he was engaged, and we run into each other all the time. We live right here. We live right by each other. I knew he was engaged, and he told me that he broke it off with that girl because she wasn't following his spiritual journey.
Oh.
Yeah. And he was just like, nah, if you ain't on what I'm on, bye. And so he said he just met another girl. He's dating somebody right now, but
Okay.
like he's just a completely different person. And
Wow.
I like who he is now. Like I like him. Had I not known his past and knowing him now, would have never knew that he was the piece of shit he was back then. Because he's such a
Somebody,
completely different person now.
Miko, somebody said Miko don't like young niggas.
Who said that?
I don't know. Foreign lifestyle. I don't know who that
What
is.
you mean I don't like young niggas? My husband younger than
I
me.
about to say, first of all, hold on. Somebody sent a request to our live. Y'all better be asking questions if you join in the live.
Put them on in here, child.
Yeah, let's see. We both Gemini, so we with the smoke, whatever y'all
With
want
the
to ask.
motherfucking smoke. I'm finna put this phone down so I can eat. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm
No,
not
you know I don't care. We over here chilling. I'm up all night on a Friday night. Nothing to do.
girl. If I wasn't recording my podcast, I'll be binge watching Love is Blind. I'm fucking
Oh,
love
I
it.
need to catch up because I don't like that bitch Lydia. Or whatever her name is. Something been sneaky about her. I seen a clip, but I just been watching her. I'm only like on episode 1 or 2, and I'm like, she's sneaky. I could just tell. Whoever
Well,
the
I'm
person sending in the
like,
request.
we're at the wedding now. We about to get married. We about to get
Oh damn, I'm super
uh,
behind
we
then.
getting our wedding marriage licenses right now. I'm not gonna tell you who, but it's getting it got good.
Oh look, they saying me either. Okay. Someone said you be looking too good on Gil's show for me.
Yo, I am.
Okay.
Y'all, everybody thinks I'm not coming back. It's really because so that show is filmed in LA, right? And I have a house in LA, but I don't live in LA. I go there that's where I really go to have my fun.
Right.
But flying there every week, it's almost like I have to live there. And I'm way too involved in my son's life. Like I'm a real mama. Like
Right.
I'm there. And so I can't do the show full time. So they obviously got other people to
Mm-hmm.
commit full time. But I'm gonna be a guest host popping in whenever I can, because once I couldn't commit, now I'm on their time of when I'm gonna be on.
Right.
You
What inspired you to start Ask Miko?
know,
You're asking.
when I was on that show, people were basically saying like, um, I didn't get to. They don't ask a lot of questions for me. The
Mm-hmm.
questions are for retired NBA players.
Okay.
So they don't consider that I didn't play in the NBA or that I wasn't drafted or that I wasn't a star. So a lot of the questions are around that kind of stuff. And they were like, well, you had a podcast for 5.5 years. You had a radio show for 6 years. We want to hear from you. But I
Right.
don't podcast anymore. But they kept asking and asking and asking. So I just
Well,
said, fuck it.
a few people asked you to have a show before,
Yeah.
so you know.
Girl, I really just enjoyed doing it because I've been having the time of my life,
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I
What
was
they
like,
say, McCants, or I don't know how to say his name. McCants and Miko get hold on, get real.
I'll
Oh Lord.
tell you how that started, okay?
And they say Rashad be hating on the Bay.
It all started when I busted him for wearing knockoff Jordans. Now,
Now, Miko, why you did
now
that?
I didn't know that. Okay, so I got married in Jordans
Okay,
under my wedding dress. Number 11 Jordans are my favorite Jordans of all time.
I'm fucking dead.
Just so happened on the show, the viewers, because it's a live show, the question and said, "Yo, McCants, are those real Jordans?" And he was like, "What you mean are they real Jordans? They're mine." He put his foot up on the table and I looked and I know a 11 like I know my son, okay? And I looked and I said, "Those are not real Jordans." And he was like, "What are you talking about? These are mine." I said, "No, those are knockoffs." And he's just arguing with me about it instead of just saying they were knockoffs. Then it made me challenge him like, "Nigga, no, I know real Jordans." And then he had a knockoff Burberry fabric on them as well. And so I was like lining them up, but I didn't realize that was his
Mhm.
own little shoe line he was trying to put out. See, I would never, if a black man and he's trying to hustle or do something, I would never knock your hustle. I would never embarrass you. So I thought he was just on here being corny, wearing some fake
Right.
Jordans. Turns out this was his clothing, his brand.
Oh.
Fake Jordans. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I realized he was so mad about it. I tried to apologize to him 5 different times and pretty much spit in my face every time I tried to apologize. Not literally.
Oh yeah,
Told me to get the
okay.
fuck out his face and shut the fuck up. Fuck you.
Damn.
Like, I'm genuinely trying to apologize. Once Gil and them told me that was his line, I said, why the fuck y'all didn't tell me that that was his brand? Like, he's something he's proud
Yeah.
of. I would have stayed away from him because I'm not evil like that.
Right.
But he wouldn't receive my apology. So
But
now,
do you feel like before that it was already like he kind of already wasn't feeling you because for him
yeah, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that a woman is in what he considers a man's space.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, did y'all see that?
Is that a gift?
Look at God showing off.
That's a gift. I ain't never seen that before.
On the iPhones, when you put a peace sign, throw a peace sign up. Let me see if you got the update.
You told me to. Oh, okay.
We got it.
Okay, hold on. What they say? He liked them snow bunnies.
Oh,
what you expect from the brother?
That's another thing that happened. So Gil, being the dickhead that he is, one day the show was off air and we were just hanging out, and I was apologizing again, and he told me to get the fuck out of his face, right? And Kenya Martin heard it and was like about to, Kenya don't play. So Gil, why don't you just ask her on a date? Seem like you like her. Like, that's why you be talking to her like that. And he said, I don't fuck black bitches. Right in my face. I said, I don't think no black bitches want you anyway with them knockoff Jordans, but okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he don't like.
No.
He told me exotic bitches are better than black bitches. And I said, what?
Bitch, okay.
First of all, what's more exotic than a black woman?
Exactly.
Fuck out. You hate your mother. Okay?
Right.
You
right.
And that's okay. I pray that you get well from that sickness that you have.
That's probably why he's so mad.
Anything he want to come at me, I'm just talking sports. I'm not coming at him. I'm just talking sports. But he takes everything personal because his IQ isn't high as mine. So, yeah. But I think it's good for the show. The best ratings with me and him.
And I can tell Gilbert eats it up. He's just sitting in the back like.
Loves it. He's like, oh my God, I love when you guys are. He eggs it on.
He does. He does. You would think he's a Gemini too, the way he does.
Oh, he's Aquarius. Is that January?
Oh, that's why. And we go hand in
hand. He real petty too. Mm-hmm.
He's not
the show, except when I'm being disrespected.
Mm-hmm.
That because I played Division II and overseas, that I can't speak on basketball. Like, that's just ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I've been covering sports 17 years. Okay?
They said I drank that tequila like some juice. I'm weak. They said still a big fan of the show, but definitely appreciate you over Lexi. Who is Lexi?
She's a player in the WNBA. So do you remember who Dee Brown is, the basketball player from back in the day? Her an NBA player, and she's a WNBA player. Okay. I think that people say they don't like her over me is because we have 2 different personalities. Right. So it just like, I think she's a little calm. Mm-hmm. She's real. I'm like,
and
loud.
She's not gonna go toe to toe with nobody.
From what I've seen so far, and they don't her like they did me either. I feel like I kind of broke the mold, so they're softer with her than they were with me. Right. And plus,
okay.
And I know
because she'll probably cry if one of them tell her to shut the fuck up or you talking about my shit. Like, what? Hold on, let's see. Okay, let's get into some girly stuff. It's getting too serious and boyish in here. So Miko, so your life as a wag, like, what is that? What was that like? You're still a wag, but like, walk us through from the beginning till now. What is that like for you? What was that like for you?
I think my walk was different because I was an athlete and because I was a sports reporter. I was covering my husband's team when I met him, so that was weird. You know what I mean? Right. And I didn't know who he was when a couple of his teammates wanted to hook us up, right. And they. I want to hook you up with this guy. Like, I used to remember, I don't know if everybody knows, I used to do a little modeling back in the day.
Oh, okay. I didn't Oh.
You know, a little skin double XL king. A bitch was half naked out here in these streets, okay?
Ooh.
And so the players saw those magazines and stuff and will be like, that's the girl. Because I had a radio show with Dennis Scott and I covered the Falcons. And they were like, that's the girl that be on the radio. That's her. And they were like, no way. Because you can't see people on radio. You just hear. So when they saw the pictures of me and Brent saw the pictures of me, this is the story I got. And they, yo, who the fuck is that? I mean, he never really talked. He never really said much about nothing until he saw some pictures of me or whatever. And I guess some of his teammates wanted to hook us up. And he didn't clubs or nothing, anything. He came to the club to meet me one night. And I was just like, who the fuck? There is no Brent Grimes on the team. I cover the team. Like, I would know who this nigga is. He's not on the team. But it turns out he's on the practice squad. And he had just like came up from the practice squad. He wasn't playing or whatever. And but he was so nice to me. He was so sweet. What I liked about him is that I knew where he was every night. Like most of the niggas I dated, I didn't know where them niggas was at the line. They was outside. They was fucking other bitches. They was wow. I mostly date athletes because I'm an athlete and ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I like niggas that can hoop. Usually, I never football players. And so, you know, I was just like, oh, let me try this. Like he seemed. I didn't even like light skinned niggas like that. Light skinned niggas. And I just liked the way he treated me. I liked that he was soft and he was kind. And the money part didn't really matter to me at the time because I didn't have like the bag like we got now. But, you know, I was fine. Looking for somebody that I could hang out with and have a good time with and didn't scare me and make me think my pussy was going to be burning in a week. You know what I'm saying? That shit mattered to me. I was 33 when I met him.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. And he was 25.
Oh, okay. So when you found out how old he was, how did you react or how did he react to knowing your age?
He didn't think I was my age. I knew his age. Obviously, I had to, you know, figure out who he was and everything. But he didn't think I was my age. You know, shit, I thought you were way younger. And I was like, does it bother you? He was like, no, I don't give a fuck. So we just kind of started dating and, you know, I was still dating other niggas and everything and having, you know, just having a good time. And he just kind of was like, move in with me.
Okay.
You know, and he was just like, all the time, like, move in with me, blah, blah, come stay with me. And I was like, well, if I move in with you and give up my apartment, then I'm homeless if we break up. And he was like, how much is the apartment? So he so he took care of my apartment while I moved in with him. In case we broke up, I would have somewhere to go. And I was like, damn, that nigga fuck with you.
Okay.
And so we just started dating. And then his mother, I met his mom and everything. And then she started like, oh, well, you know, you guys going to get married, you have kids. And I was like, no, we don't want to get married or have children. Either one of us, that's not a goal of ours. And his mother was like, no, he's an only child. I want a grandchild, blah, blah, blah. So Brent talked me into it. And he was like, listen.
What did he have to do to talk you into it or get your mind frame like prepared to like be a wife and have kids?
He had to propose first. You have to actually take that initiative and propose. And he also planned because he wasn't, like I said, he wasn't making no money.
Right.
Like, what you gonna do? Like, how are we gonna get this? And he was like, I need somebody to believe in me. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get off the bench. I'm gonna all these things.
So he was already confident in himself before you. Okay.
Yes, he was. He was on the bench and knew that when he got his moment, it was fucking up. And I said, fuck it, let's go, let's see.
That's so beautiful.
And we did.
What made you drop all your niggas though? Like, what moment when y'all were talking in the courting phase where you're like, okay, I feel safe enough to drop all my niggas? Because you know, sometimes us as women will drop all our niggas on a whim because we're like, okay, this nigga just showed me a little bit more than what the rest could do. So and then we lose everything.
What made me drop my niggas is like when I realized he could handle me because I beat up one of the other wives in his house.
We need a story time about that. Let me see how many minutes we got because you know this thing be cutting off on us quick.
How long you been on here?
I don't know. I feel like we just got on, right? Because when you got on is when I was like I had just kind of started.
Yeah, so I had beat up his teammates' wives. He was renting out a room in one of his teammates' houses because he wasn't making no money. And I'm with him in this rented out room situation. And what I found out was the wife that lived there, he was dating one of her friends. So he that friend and I came in and she was just talking a lot of shit, slick shit around the house while I'm moving around. She moving around being disrespectful. And I gave her 2 warnings.
What you say? What you say to her?
I told her to watch her motherfucking tone and be respectful.
Okay.
And on that 3rd strike, it was just her man wasn't there today. He got injured. They played the Patriots. He got injured, so he was like a Monday. So he was up there getting treatment. And they lost the game. And Brent would always want Waffle House when they got back from road trips. So I Waffle House, get him that nasty ass food, and so when he got done, the trash can was full. That's in the house. The man's job to take out the trash. So I would just wrap up all the stuff in a bag and set the bag on top of the trash. So whenever they get up in the morning, they can take it out. So when we get in there and she gonna say, I bet it was your trifling ass that left this trash on top of the trash. And I said, girl, and Brent was right there. And I said, girl, you gonna get your ass beat. I already gave you 2 warnings or whatever. And she was like, you know what? I forgot. Reason you didn't take it out is because trash can't take out trash. So I clocked that bitch. And we got the tussling in there, and I was beating her motherfucking ass. And then Brent broke it up. And when he broke it up, she went and there was like candles and shit in the living room. She throwing candles and shit at me, hitting. And Brent let the candle hit me while he holding me. I said, oh, now I got to get her again because you let that candle hit me in my motherfucking head. Let me beat her ass again. He was like, go ahead. And I beat her motherfucking ass again.
Y'all was showing out in that man's place while he was gone.
Bitch. And then he broke us up again. And he was like, all right, go to the room. You know, he separated us or whatever. And then when I got back in the room, he was like, he dapped me up. It was like, you beat that bitch ass. And that's when I was like, this my nigga right here.
Right.
He can handle me. I'm a very respectful person when it's time, but I'm very fucking disrespectful when shit don't go right. And he handled that. He handled that part of me. And I was like, okay, I fuck with this. I fuck. And that's how it happened. And we just locked in after that. And then so we went let me tell you, bitch, I was on birth control for like 12 years. And so the doctor was saying it's going to take me a long time to get pregnant. Because at this time I'm 34. And the doctor was like, it's going to take you a long time to get pregnant. You got to get off these birth control pills, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, when are you going to get married? I'm like, we're going to get married in a year. She was like, well, it's going to take you a year to get a fertile egg down, to have a baby, and blah, blah, blah. Bitch, I got off the birth control pills. I was pregnant the next month.
What?
And I begged Britt to have an abortion so many times. I cried. And he just was like, nah, we're not doing it. We going to keep.
Miko, somebody said football players love it, but a basketball player would have broke up with you for that fight.
Probably, yes.
Oh.
Because football niggas are different. They deal with aggression differently. They deal with roughness.
Okay.
What up, Christina?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so, I mean, and we just really locked in, and I was just like, I'm going to fuck with him. And then I just told him I really needed to take over his career. I needed to be the manager, and I needed to handle all the affairs because he wanted me to quit my jobs. And I knew that being a mother meant I wasn't going to work. I'm not.
Where were you working at that time?
Sports reporter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, and I also, at the time I was doing like sideline reporting for HBCU. So sometimes I would have to be gone. That's why, and I would miss a game. And he'd be like, you missed my game. And I'm like, Brent, you don't play. Like,
Mika, why you? But see, Geminis are too honest. We're too honest.
But he wanted me there. He wanted me to be there whether he played or not. He's like, what if I play? Like, what if something happens and I get in and you're not there? So I was like, so I just really just jumped. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you fuck with a nigga and taught me, and we just vibed out. And it's been great. We have an amazing son. Our son is in a tennis academy right now going pro.
Well, okay, so when you first became a WAG, how did the girls receive you, like the other women on the team?
Oh, they didn't like me. A lot of the girls didn't like me because I'm covering the team. You see what I'm talking about? Their husbands. husbands and they man on the radio. And if you
Mm-hmm.
have a game, now I got to talk about it. So now they don't want me in their little circle, their little sunbeams is what they used to call them back, wag and everything. And I don't give a fuck. I try to beat up a couple of those girls for talking crazy about me in the family.
You said in the family room?
Ryan, Matt Ryan's wife, the quarterback's wife. Oh my gosh, she done yanked me off several bitches in that family room,
Oh,
bitch.
man.
Because
shout out to Sarah.
Shout out Sarah. But one thing about it, you ain't finna say nothing about me and not get checked.
Period.
Don't be saying that shit in y'all little groups, because there was always somebody snitching. There was always a girl in the group that would tell me what was going on, what was being said about me. And I never sat in the family section anymore about my own seats. Like row 1 at the Falcons Stadium. It was the Georgia Dome at the time. And I just didn't sit with them. I didn't fuck with them.
Yeah.
There was Sarah Ryan was one of the wives I really fucked with. There was a couple of them, but I just knew I didn't belong because I'm different. Like, I'm watching the game because I have to.
Right.
My job.
Right.
I have to cover,
And do you feel like even back then, like how it is now, a lot of girls is more about the aesthetics and looking cute at the game opposed to paying attention?
Yeah, because I would ask some of the girls, like, what position your husband plays? She'd be like, offensive lineman. I'd be like, which one? They'd be like, I don't know. Like, one of them. And it's like, bitch, like, do you even care, like, what he do? Like, what position he play? Like, I just feel like whatever your man do, if he's a mechanic, if he's an engineer, a teacher, whatever, you should know that. You should actually be involved, especially if you ain't got no job or you have nothing else going on. If somebody on the streets with your man do, you should be knowledgeable about it. You don't just look like you just there.
Yeah. Because you're really a reflection of him. So do you feel like women take that as serious as they should in this in the NFL WAG world?
I think the hoes take it more serious than the wives. Are paying attention because they finna figure out when your next contract is, check coming. One of the niggas make more money than you at your position. You should be on top of that shit too. You should be trying to figure out, like, because that's your legacy. That's your, not saying that it should be the only thing, but you should be paying attention, because a lot of women don't even realize when they man broke.
Yeah.
They think just because he on the team, he making bread. Like, pay attention. No.
Okay, so ideally, what contract, like, will you say, like, okay, a man is broke and, like, considered broke in the league? Because, you know, sometimes in the past, I did, like, Man Crush Monday, right? And we'll say his contract, and girls will be like, oh, I'm not fucking with him unless he got 20 mil and stuff like that. And it's like, ideally, like, even if it was, like, lower than that, well, he still got more money than you. So what's considered, like, he ain't got no money?
Well, the thing is, like, let's say I'll just take Brent, for example. I didn't want to use anybody else. And it's when he came into the league, he was making $125,000 a year before taxes. Coming off the practice squad, right?
Okay.
If your man is not making millions of dollars, which majority of the league is not, and he has a lifestyle where he has all these houses and all these cars and all this jewelry, he taking care of family and all that stuff, you gonna be broke if he get cut. Damn. You understand what I'm saying? There's no supplemental income coming in. He don't have other streams of income coming in. You're fucked up if he's not managing his money properly.
Right.
I'm saying, so that's why I'm saying you should be paying attention. You shouldn't want to, if you really love him and you really fuck with him, don't milk him knowing that he's not making that much money.
Facts.
Don't do that. You know, that's, unless you just there for that, then that's what you're there for, and you're gonna be out once he get cut anyway. So, you know, but if you really fucking with him, help him manage his money. Help him say no. Like, I love the fact that anytime a family member called Brent for something, he sent the message right to me. Oh, you got to go through Miko. Because I'm finna sit there and say, what happened? What was said? What you needed? Nah, we make that kind of money to do that. I know you see him on TV on Sundays. We're not there. Sorry.
Right.
Because sometimes you can help him get that pressure off him, or people begging all the time, and be the mean person. I always play bad cop. I love it. I'm the bitch. I'm
I
that.
love a villain. Miko, I don't know what it is about, like, and I don't want to go back to astrology, like just being a Gemini. I think I just gravitate to villains in the media, like girls like Brittany Renner. How do you feel about like
I like
how people receive her?
people that are brutally honest. Do I think that her body count is 35? No. But I do think that she's herself. She owns a lot of shit that she's done. She owns what she's doing. And why be mad at her for that? Why? Somebody gonna love it. They,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
I like just themselves. Like I like Drea. I like her.
Yeah.
She's herself. I like that she be owning her shit.
Me
She,
too.
she You know what I mean? I just like people like that. I think Brittany's probably a cool ass chick to hang out with.
Now, how do you feel about like women dating guys like excessively younger? Like where should the limit stop?
There is no limit.
What?
No, ain't no limit. As long as he 18, do your thing, 21. Like
Oh man,
people,
you know the girlies ain't gonna
I
like
don't
that one.
think that it should matter. I think that you should date whoever you like. And it doesn't mean like I'm not a person like for example, I'm married, but never in my life am I gonna trick myself into thinking that I'm gonna be with Brent the rest of my life.
Right.
Would I be? Sure. But I just feel like people change. Things happen, you merge in different lanes. You might not be with this person forever. I think we have multiple soulmates. You know what I'm saying? So
Really?
this might you date for a year, 5 years. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who cares? It ain't my pussy. It ain't my dick. As long as that person's of consenting age and being manipulated in any kind of way,
Right.
I don't see what the problem. Like Larsa dating Jordan, some girl. A lot of women
I
her
feel
age.
like he's of age to know. I'm not mad
Yeah,
at that for real.
that young dick.
First
Come
of all,
on, us.
what we need to really do is ask Larsa some questions. How she keep getting these niggas after niggas after niggas.
Larsa to come on my podcast for real. I feel like I might have a lane to get to her.
Right. That would be fire.
Yeah, I don't think that people should worry about age because honestly, age is a number. A lot of younger men are more mature than these 40-year-old niggas. These 40-year-old niggas acting like fucking children.
And the younger niggas are like cuffing us. Like
Yes, they are.
it's crazy.
It really depends on the maturity and what somebody really wants in
Right.
life.
Right.
So I'm sorry if I didn't answer that the way y'all wanted to, but I don't give a fuck for real. Like, I just feel like people said that I was too old for Brent because I'm 8 years older than him. He just turned 40 this year. I'm 40,
You how old?
48.
Oh well, it don't look like it, so we don't care.
Definitely don't look like it. Okay.
Oh my gosh. So we went through the relationship, the dating. Okay, let's see. Let me think of something. Like, hold on. Anna messing with Mello is still weird. LOL. He's boring. Oh, he was born in 2020. Oh,
Mellow
2002.
Ball.
Yeah. Huh?
To my LaMelo.
Yeah, LeVar Ball's
Who's
son.
Anna?
Because she was like 32 and he's 19. Like, how do you feel about that?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
LaMelo Ball, LeVar Ball's son, he plays for the Charlotte
Don't
Hornets.
know who that is.
Yeah. What was the question you asked?
Who's Anna?
Anna Montana, she's like a Instagram model. She's been like one of the it girls on the scene for a long time. She's 32 or might be 33 or 34 by now. And he was 19 when she got with him and she was 32. I have broke that story.
I bet that dick good. I bet you she probably getting rounds of dick. He probably tricking on her. Listen. This might last 3 years. Who knows?
Right.
He gonna learn from it. She gonna learn from it. I think we should really just let people do their thing. I'm a little jealous when I hear people like that.
Yeah.
You don't know how they met. You don't know how they connected. You don't know like what bonded them.
Right.
It could just. What's wrong with having a great relationship because of sex? I think it's healthy. He's young. Is she beautiful? beautiful? Is she bad, bitch?
Oh, she is. I wish I could pull her up on here. Because one thing about it, I think even though I report the tea, I'm definitely not a hater. A lot of these girls are very beautiful. It's just some girls on the inside aren't as beautiful.
I might be wanting to be her.
Right. That could be what some of these girls are mad about. Also, too, Miko, how was your experience being on what was the show you were on? NFL?
All the wives.
Yes. What was your experience? Walk us through that. What was your experience?
Fucking awful. First of all, we all live in the same gated community except for Geneva Samuels, Asante's wife. So most of us live in the same gated community right here in my community. And when I got asked to be on the show, I thought it was going to be good because literally everybody was a wife, a football wife, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought it'd be a good thing. Oh no,
who were your castmates? Because I didn't really get to tune into it.
Kiafa, big dusty ass, Geneva Samuels, who was my dog before all this, and now we don't even speak.
Reality does that to you? Reality too?
So a lot of them might know who Stacey Chambers is. So I didn't know Stacey before this show. Mm-hmm. I only knew her from living in my gated community. And our kids, all of our kids would play together.
Right.
Vic kids, me and Vic. This is the funny part. I was way closer with all the husbands. You know why?
Why?
I'm the plug of the gated community.
Oh.
Fire weed from LA. Mm-hmm. So I would smoke these niggas out all the time. So when the shit jumped off, Stacey.
Hello?
People didn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Start back where you said something about Stacey.
So the narrative was to hate Stacey Chambers.
Why?
Well, so I found out because of these bitches that Stacey used to be a stripper, and her husband, and apparently he didn't tell her he was married and like that. They had a relationship, and then he left his wallet at her house one time, and she obviously looked in his wallet and saw that he gave her a fake name and everything. He was like living a double life type shit. Mm-hmm. This is her story, so I'm not saying what's true or not. This is what she told me after that. And so she basically gave him an ultimatum, like, make a choice. You want my wife or you want me? Because you acting like you want me. They was locked in and everything. So he ended up getting traded. He was playing for the Dolphins. He getting traded to the San Diego at the time, Chargers. Mm-hmm. He got traded to the Chargers. He bought a house out there for his wife and kids, bought another apartment, moved Stacey there, and dumped his wife and was with Stacey. Okay, after halfway through the first season,
Jesus
was bringing Stacey to the games, and his wife was still coming to the games with the other wives.
Oh my God,
he done dumped you, girl. And I get it, that's your husband, but why are you coming to the games if he bringing? Right. So the wives hated Stacey. They fucking hated her. Called her a home wrecker. Oh, how you home wrecking when a nigga moved you in?
You never want to box that nigga.
Yeah. They'll never box him. Yeah. And so the day his divorce was final, he married Stacey the next day. They still together to this day.
Stacey had to be putting that shit down on him.
Body bomb. She's beautiful.
Okay.
She's beautiful. Okay. She is. And they've been together ever since. Now, I didn't know any of this. All I know is that when I met them, they had been together 10 years. They have 2 beautiful children. Like, I don't know any, I don't care. But for the show, I found out they was like, no, we going to go at her. And I was like,
somebody said I would still go to the game if I'm a fan of the sport. It probably had nothing to do with that game while she was there.
Yeah, it was messy to me. Like, don't come. Like, he's bringing weird, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like against her, and I wouldn't jump on the bandwagon. So then it became me and her versus the rest of the cast. And they cut the show after 6 episodes. Y'all didn't even see the fights. There were so many fights. They never aired them. They tried to jump Stacey while she was 9 months pregnant at a party. They threw drinks on her. It was crazy, right?
Oh my God.
And then Kiafa, I got into it with her several times, and And we had a lunch. I had told them I was done filming until I had a one-on-one with Kiafa because I wanted to
Now,
line her the fuck up.
why did you guys bump heads?
Because she tried to act like she didn't know me on the show. She kept saying, like, I don't know her. I don't know her at all. I mean, she's been dying to be my friend for years, but I don't know her, bitch. First of all, I'll be in your house smoking weed with your husband every other night. Stop fucking playing with me. You know the fuck I am. Our kids will have pool parties. I would bring my son over there while we all smoking weed and they'd be in the pool. You begged me every time I fucking cooked food. You begged me for food. I was bringing you food because you like my motherfucking food. You borrowed every fucking thing I had. You was constant. You know that neighbor that always needs something?
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the store. That was her. You know, and then you acting brand new on the show like you don't know. Like, I was gonna really expose her.
Do you feel like it's because of the other girls she was acting like she didn't know you?
Because I wouldn't jump on board to jump on no beef with. I'm not a follower.
Yeah, I'm not.
You know. And then she's the one that had Stacey jump. And I told her, I said, "Ooh, when Stacey had this baby, bitch, she gonna beat your motherfucking ass." Their houses, their front doors face each other. So when Stacey opened her front door, the first thing she sees is Kiafa and Michael Vick's door. I said, "Girl, she gonna beat your motherfucking ass." And when I tell you 2 weeks after Stacey had that baby, she tried to beat them. They moved out.
Oh.
Vic moved them the fuck out immediately.
So
Stacey was on her motherfucking.
How did the men feel about all this beef?
The men didn't want nothing to do with it. They didn't want nothing to do with it. Brett did not sign up for the show. He refused to sign a contract. He refused to record. He only did record with me like twice, and that's because I begged him to. But he was like, "I'm not doing this shit. This is something you want to do, go ahead, but I'm not doing it." You know, the guys would link up and have barbecues, kick it. Brent didn't go none
and
of that.
then so they was just staying out of women's business. I like these kind of men. These newer niggas, on the other hand, they all in our bigs.
Yeah, no, out of it. And this, let me tell you, so how the show finally was canceled was we had a dinner meeting at a restaurant, and Stacey, like I told you, Stacey had just had the baby in Geneva. She was finna get Geneva, Samuel.
Okay.
So only me and Stacey in Geneva showed up to the dinner. The whole cast was supposed to be there, but them other bitches was fake sick, fake this, fake. I said, "Oh, they ain't showing up because Stacey finna run up on their ass." Just showed up to the dinner and sat down at the table, and we saw Asante outside the window, and I said, "Why the fuck is Asante outside?" Like, it was just weird, right? And sat down to dinner. Stacey said, "Remember that shit you was saying about me?" I mean, we didn't even get water yet, okay? Damn. And Stacey said, "Remember that shit you was saying? I'm right here, bitch. What's up?" And Stacey stood up, and Geneva pulled out mace and maced the whole fucking restaurant, running out the restaurant, macing as she's running from Stacey. Girl, the ambulance had to come. It was old people that got, like, it was bad. Both of them got arrested, but they didn't put them in handcuffs. You know, you get arrested, but they don't arrest you. You just have an arrest warrant. All that shit. Yeah. Oh, girl, I was so embarrassed. I was like,
"Oh my God, y'all had them white people at that restaurant probably like."
It was embarrassing, girl. And they just said, "We can't do it no more." Because Stacey said, "Exactly, because every fucking time I see them, I'm beating their ass." And nobody heard it.
So while she was pregnant, everybody was on her ass. But the moment she dropped the baby,
I told him too. I said, "Y'all talking all this shit while she pregnant. Wait till she have this baby." Because Stacey is from Coconut Grove.
Oh.
She don't play that shit. She played none of that motherfucking shit. And she got hands.
Wow.
And she wanted all the smoke, and nobody wanted smoke when she had that baby.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so they cut production. They was like, "We done with y'all. This is too ghetto." I said, "Y'all egged on." The producers did that. They was doing all that shit and didn't realize who they was fucking with. But it was,
y'all in the wrong city, wrong state.
I was like, "I'm never doing a reality show ever again. I'm done." I was embarrassed, honestly. And then they tried to take me and as a bad mom, trying to make what's her name? Channing Crowder's wife. What the fuck is her name?
Is her name Aja or Asia?
I called her Amnesia because this bitch from the show talking about me, my son and her son are best friends at school. My son couldn't stand her motherfucking son. class and everything. They went to school. And when I told my son we was doing the show or whatever, and I was like, "You're gonna film with him," and he was like, "I don't want to film with him. I don't like him. He's a," and he was like, I was like, why you say that? He was like, he always getting put in timeout. Like he just be putting his hands on people all the time. My son was like, and when he put his hands on me, I put him down. Bigger than him. He was like a little. They the same age, but my son big.
Yeah.
And like I'll film with him, fine. Like I'll do it just for you, mom. And I was like, okay. The day before we was getting ready to film, my son came home and was like, no, I'm not filming him. We got into it today, and I had to punch him in his mouth. And I said, cool. So I wouldn't let my son film with him. So she, because she wanted all the airtime. She wanted all the. My son don't want to film. She's like, why not? I said, I don't make I signed up for a reality show, not my son. You don't like your son.
Right.
Oh my God, you're hating on kids. You're keeping kids apart that want to be friends. And I said, girl, my son don't like your son. They not friends.
Right.
You use that just to get on this show. My son don't fuck with you. I don't even fuck with you. For real. You cool and everything. And me and Channing was on the same network. We was both on the same radio station. He used to talk shit about me on my show. He was jealous and mad because I had great numbers on my show. And he was like, oh, she don't know what she talking about. She get all her information from Brent. Bitch, we live. This is live radio. People are
not Brent wrote everything down and then you just went over it.
People are calling in live asking questions. So what I got something in my ear is Brent. While Brent at practice, I'm on the radio and you telling me that, like, it was just stupid.
Yeah, little petty things here and there. Yeah.
Wanted attention. They wanted fame. Them two used to come at me on the show all the time.
Well, how do you feel about them on, what was the show? Shannon was on the show. I don't even remember these guys' names right now.
He's on a show called The Pivot, a podcast.
Yeah, but you know how he was on The Athlete and the women had, what did they call their stuff?
I Am Woman.
Yeah, how did you feel about I Am Woman?
It was disgusting. First of all, none of them are journalists. They don't know how to interview people. They're ass kissers. They had Trina on the show, and none of them asked her any controversial questions. They just bootlicked her the whole show. Like, and then I hate it, and I don't want nobody to take nothing about this, but every show they came in and they sat their purse down. Everybody had a bag, like a designer bag, and it was just like, look at my bag, look at my bag, look at my bag. Bitch, we know y'all all got money. Got it.
Right.
Check.
Right.
What are y'all talking about though? Like, and then they had guests on, allow people to lie about how they met their man. Like, because Kiafa lied about how she met Michael Vick. So of course she gonna let other bitches come on the show.
How she met him, girl? How she met him?
Out of respect for Michael Vick, I'm gonna leave that alone because that's my nigga to the end. I fuck with Michael.
So do you feel like a lot of women like to lie about how they met their man?
They fucking lying. It's okay. It's okay if y'all don't want to tell the truth. But that's what I don't like about it. If y'all gonna have that show and that platform, tell the truth how you met that nigga.
Right.
Fucking y'all, whatever it was, just say it so it could be a real show.
Facts.
Like real. Stop acting like y'all was.
I feel like that's why I didn't stick around long enough, because when I would watch, of course I love the aesthetics and the people who were on there, but it was like, dang, I want to hear some real shit. Like, tell me about how you and that nigga got into a fight.
Right.
Like, be real with your audience, because there more than half of us is going through it.
Well, when the show ended, I was supposed to revamp the show. I had the opportunity to do the show over with my own cast, and so they had, they have new program director and stuff like that. Omar Kelly was the program director. There were I'm Athlete, and he pitched to Brandon for me to, have my own show. I didn't want the I Am Woman name, but it was going to be 4 women that were, into sports journalism. You didn't have to be a wife, but you had to know sports and tell real stories and stuff like that. And then when I found out how fucked up Brandon Marshall was, I did his Sirius XM radio show one time. It was a test for him to see if I knew sports. Obviously, I know sports, nigga. I've been doing this 17 years.
Right.
And when I found out that his wife was leaving him, that he was bankrupt, that he owed all these people money, that he was a complete piece of shit, and how he was doing everybody wrong.
Wow.
Christina, are you in here? Say something. She was going to be one of the other girls on the show.
Oh, wow.
I said, we're not doing this. I'm not fucking with this nigga. And look at him now. I'm
fell
Athlete is
apart.
completely bankrupt. It's closed down. It's shut down. The whole shit is shut down. He owes so much. Oh, somebody said, well, Omar Kelly, yeah. He owes so many people so much money, and I just refuse to tie my name, attach it to him at any time. There go Christina right there.
Okay.
Yep. You know,
Okay.
so it was just the show was just bad. They had women up there that didn't know how to interview, that didn't know
Yeah.
nothing. It was just a bunch of nothing, a bunch of rich women sitting there talking about a bunch of nothing, interviewing women. Not, you got Trina up there. You ain't even asked her, like, Trina don't have kids, obviously, and I think there's some, issues, so I don't want to be disrespectful, but
Mm-hmm.
I would ask her something like, if you had a daughter, because she was just talking about, the music. I would have been like, if you had a daughter, would you want her to be like listen to your music?
Yeah.
You think?
And who I thought would have been more transparent if the ladies were more transparent around her? I feel like Sherelle.
Yes.
I feel like she wanted to say things,
Mm-hmm.
but she knew the environment she was around. I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
I
you
feel
can
like she would
also
have been
tell
more
that because
open.
she's not a wife. They wasn't really trying to see her like that either.
Oh,
You
okay.
hierarchy in
Mm-hmm.
that situation,
So how real is the hierarchy, like, when it comes to these women? Like,
So it isn't always about you being a wife. It's more about your man's contract.
oh,
So you could be a wife and your nigga is making league minimum. You not nobody.
okay. They
You know
don't give a fuck
what I mean?
about you.
Yeah. If your man is making, like, if your man is up there as far as the contracts and you a girlfriend, you lit.
Okay.
You in there.
So
They're gonna
so
fuck.
will the girls be kind of dick riding you,
Yeah.
like okay.
Because they want to run in they want to run in that circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they want you in that circle of
Mm-hmm.
girls. Whereas if your man ain't really making no money, it's almost like, how you kicked off the team faster when you're not
Mm-hmm.
making. You're not gonna be around long, so they're not even gonna even vibe with you. Like, they don't even give a fuck about forming real sisterhood and
Mm-hmm.
friendships. Like, when your man get traded, you never hear from them bitches again.
Mm. Just like, how do you feel about in the recent stories I posted about Kayla Nicole and Brittany Mahomes, how soon as Taylor Swift came into the picture, she kind of started dick
And
riding
I
Taylor.
told you that. I
Mm-hmm.
told you, once you out, you out. And oh my God, once you out of that circle, they don't care about you. It was all fake. It was
Mm-hmm.
all fake. You know what I'm saying? And I wish more women knew that, so they wouldn't waste their time with a lot of these
Yeah.
bitches.